Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sort of mod tutorial video. I did this for Fallout 4, and I am doing it again here for the Elder Scrolls Skyrim Special Edition. So now, of course, this is relatively simple. It's kind of a no-brainer, but I know that there are a lot of people out there new to modding, and this question has come up in Fallout 4. And I've seen it coming up here in Skyrim Special Edition. So what we're basically covering in this, if you can't tell from the title, is it possible to play with Bethesda.net mods and mods from the Nexus? And the short answer is yes. It's incredibly easy to do it. Now, of course, to do that, you're going to need the latest version of Nexus Mod Manager. The current version I am running, as you can see from up here, is 0.63.3. That is the one that adds support for Skyrim Special Edition. And of course, for your Bethesda.net mods, you need a Bethesda.net account. Pretty standard there. So you're going to need the Nexus Mod Manager, and you need Bethesda.net. Now, so how does the logistics of this work? How do I mix mods from the two sources? Well, it's actually relatively easy. So of course, you can't download directly mods from Bethesda.net like you can with like Lover's Lab or like ModDB, because if you're just a fan of Nexus and it's like, well, if I download a mod from ModDB or Lover's Lab or whatever, I can install it manually, but you can't do that with Bethesda.net mods, because Bethesda.net mods are handled within the game itself. Sure, you can go to the website here and you can favorite whatever mods you want. You can even pre-download them with the add to library button, but you really can't get them well, you could, but it's a little bit of work. Like, for example, for Fallout 4, I was talking with a mod author who created the different color like bulbs for the Tesla armor. He had a blue version and a yellow version. It still has the lightning arcs over it. And I talked with him and I said, can I use your work for my power armor overhaul? I said, fine. But to get those, I basically had to download the Bethesda.net mod, go into my mods folder, get the BSA file, and copy the ESP file outside, then download the other one, do the same thing, and then I could then manipulate those to make a new mod. So yeah, you can theoretically grab the Bethesda.net files and kind of extract them and then unfavorite them and install them manually that way. It's a load of work when there's a much simpler solution. If you want to have both running at the same time, well, the first thing you're going to, well, it doesn't really matter which order you do these in, because you're going to be able to adjust your load order in both Skyrim itself and Nexus. So we'll just start with like Bethesda, because they're the easy mode buttons, as it were. So you go to Bethesda.net, and you find the mods you want to install. You go over to the page, and you say, yes, I would like the Blacksmith Forge water fix. I always favorite mods, even if I'm not going to download them, because it's just easy to see in your Skyrim Special Edition the mods you have favorited. But you don't technically need to favorite them. You can click Add to Library here, though typically what most people are going to be doing is you're going to be launching Skyrim. But you have to give it a moment, because we can't directly launch it right at the moment. We still have to go through the launcher. You click play like normal. Give it a moment, a moment, a moment. That's the worst thing about these tutorial videos, is just the built-in lag on the game itself. Anyway, so normally you want to install your Bethesda mod, you go to mods, it logs you in. I know that Cam and Seb said that every time you go to check mods, you have to log in again, but I've only had to log in once. I think that was just like a pre-release thing. So I've only logged in once. And as you can see here, there's my library, and typically you'll go to whatever mod you want, click on it, click download, wait for it to finish downloading, so on and so forth. And then eventually it downloads, and then, you get it in your load order here. Which you can then manipulate, as you can see here, within Bethesda.net. And it's easy to kind of tell what's a Bethesda.net mod and what's a Nexus mod. Because the Bethesda.net mods will have these cute little icons. They make things so much easier, don't they? But if they're not from Bethesda.net, then you're just going to have, well, this. Because it's trying to find the picture, but it can't find the picture because you got it from an external source. You can kind of see. I've got a mix here. I've got Bethesda.net mods. And I've got Nexus mods. Some of these you might not recognize from either source because they're mods that I have created myself, and I haven't released them into the wild. So this one I haven't released to the wild. This one I have. This one I have. This one I have. This one I have not. Nor have I released this one to the wild. But as you can see, Skyrim Special Edition has no problem in Fallout 4. So it's the exact same thing. I have absolutely no problem with displaying and adjusting the load order for mods that are from an external source. They have no problem whatsoever. I can reorder them, I can disable, do all the normal stuff. There's no problem in the game itself. So, we've established you can just download Bethesda mods. We established that you can use mods from other sources and there won't be any drama with the load order. You can modify them quite plain in the game, no problems whatsoever. So, well, how do we handle the Nexus side of things? Well, it's just as simple. Make sure you've downloaded the current version of Nexus, 0.63.3 at the time of this recording. And make sure it's set up to recognize the Skyrim Special Edition. And where's my buttons? There it is. Go to the Nexus and download with Manager, just like you would normally. Once you've downloaded a few mods with the Nexus, now I can't show you this right now because of the glut of incoming traffic, they've actually shut down downloading with Manager. Which is kind of a bummer. But you've downloaded with Manager, you go over to your mod section, you see all this fun stuff in here. And these are all the mods that were created with Nexus. Or if you're porting a mod you've made yourself, obviously you have to create a zip file. Like for example, all of my converted mods are from my regular Skyrim that I just turned into a zip file and then dropped into the Nexus folder. If you're a modder, you're probably more familiar with that, but I'm talking to people who want to install mods as opposed to people who want to make mods. But it's just a matter of just take your old mod, drop it in, plop. And of course, if you want to make it compatible, I opened it with Test Edit Special Edition and just changed like one thing just so it could be resaved in the new format. But that's mod making, which we're not really focusing on right here. Just covering it in basic bare detail. But so you download a bunch of mods, they show up in here. And you activate them like normal. Just activate it like a normal Nexus mod. And if you can see over here, we have all the mods, the same load order that Skyrim Special Edition's load order shows you. Absolutely the same. You can rearrange them here just like you can in the Skyrim Special Edition. So you actually have two load orders that you can manipulate, and they're the exact same load order. You don't have to worry about any sort of conflicts. The order here is the exact same load order that Bethesda.net is. There is no conflicts whatsoever. They're all in the same place. You can move them around. If you move them around here, they'll be reflected in Skyrim. If you move them around in Skyrim, they'll be reflected here. Obviously, you don't want to move them around in Skyrim and have this open at the same time because that can cause conflicts. But there's no drama whatsoever. Manipulate one load order, it'll be reflected in the other. Manipulate the other load order, it'll be reflected in the first. Perfectly problem. That's it. There is nothing else you need to worry about when it comes to installing your mods from Bethesda.net or the Nexus. None. That's it. Just go to Bethesda.net and download your mods. Then open up Nexus and download your mods. They play well perfectly fine together. As we can see from the past, 6 hours of streaming I have done from Modded Special Edition, there is no conflict whatsoever with them. They play well together. I mean, obviously, the mods themselves conflict with each other. They can overwrite certain things. But in terms of having mods from Bethesda.net and the Nexus and accessing them all as one thing, perfectly fine. And in fact, what you'll notice here, now I've been launching all of these through the Nexus, as you can see. But if I were to go to the Elder Scrolls Skyrim Special Edition, those of you who had like Mod Organizer might find this a little bit different because with Mod Organizer it has its virtual directory, and if you were to launch the game regularly, all your files in the virtual directory won't launch. However, with Nexus at least, and of course Mod Organizer itself is being deprecated because the creator of Mod Organizer now works for Nexus. But if we launch Skyrim Special Edition, just itself, without using the Nexus Mod Manager, you can see all the mods are in place. The easiest way to check, this spinning icon here, that is a Nexus mod. And of course, if I go over to mods, and I go over to load order, what do we see? All of my mods. So yeah, there is no drama anywhere you have to worry about, folks. Just download your Bethesda mods, manipulate the load order however you need to, download the Nexus Mod Manager, download the mods from that. No problems whatsoever there. And launch it either through the Nexus Mod Manager or just launch it directly. Either way works perfectly fine. Now, of course, I will be picking up with my Let's Play series in a few minutes, but I wanted to get this video out to you people. I hope it was helpful. So we will be right back in a couple of minutes. Peace out. Now if I can just actually exit the thing, because even when it's in windowed mode, it's kind of finicky. Let me exit! Gosh. There we go. Thank you.